Beyond the Basement with Jim, Johnny, and, well, if you're watching video, the beautiful man, Craig. Craig.
It's all true.
Craig is actually the guy that we talk about all the time on the podcast, or maybe mention, not all the time, but sometimes, Half-Ass Horrorcast. He's got a Etsy shop. This is your sticker that you can't see real well behind me. Yeah. Friendly Monsters, Toys and Collectibles on Etsy. He's got some really cool stuff there. And you can go follow him at 4Color Craig. Also, YouTube channel, Half-Ass Horrorcast, Craig in the Closet. He does all kinds of stuff.
So Craig's Creepy Closet?
Yeah, Craig's Creepy Closet. But you say you're in the closet, right? Is that how it goes?
That's where I broadcast from, so yes.
Since we're going with the Craig's Creepy Closet, I was going to say that I was just thinking about how shitty I am with hot sauce now. And I just watched your latest video, and you're just over there chugging some hot sauce, dude.
It's like if I'm going to do a taste test video, it's like pop culture energy drinks and hot sauce. So it's Masters of the Universe hot sauce, and I think I have a Chucky Child's Play energy drink and a Kong versus Godzilla energy drink. And I feel like if I'm going to do a taste test, I have to genuinely consume portions, like generous portions, to be able to weigh in on it. So, plus it's not visually very stimulating if I just take little tiny sips, right? So I go for it.
Yeah, you just poured it into a shot glass. and I was over here like a couple weeks ago. I ate a bunch of jalapeno chips, like they're deep fried, like pickles. And dude, 4 hours later, like I ate them at like 2:45, at 6:30. My stomach was fucked. Like the next day, I was just like, man, and they weren't even that hot. But my stomach has gotten so, I guess, where I used to eat so much hot food and then I quit for a while, and now I can't eat fucking a whole lot of spicy food anymore.
Yeah, well, listening to the podcast, it sounds like you eat a little cleaner than you used to as well. So anything deep fried is probably gonna mess up your system a little bit.
I think that was a big thing too. The deep fried jalapenos, they're greasy. Probably didn't help. Probably didn't help at all.
You showed that energy drink of the good guy. That'd been funny after you drunk it. The camera just switched and you was in a good guy outfit.
Yeah, that would require extra props though. I don't have that hanging in my closet. That'd be good if I did.
Or you could just clip to an actual Chucky doll. Just find a video on it.
The lights go
I'm not
off.
sure if that would be good.
Yeah.
That would be weird if you had a good guy doll just outfit randomly. Could be weird.
You want some production value. You want
I just thought it would be funny.
It's kind of limited,
I totally understand. But the funny. Go ahead.
The good guy doll energy drink reminded me just the way that the shape was and the covering of it. And I've only seen these at the Dollar Tree, where everything's $1, obviously. The Stacker 2 energy drinks. And I was like, I wonder if they didn't take and just rebrand that. But so I looked up Stacker 2 energy drink, and they don't have cherry flavor, so I guess not. No, you don't rip the label, man.
But I'm just saying,
it's the same label, though.
I'm just saying
it's like plastic.
Yeah, it's very flimsy. Whatever they're doing to it is not really super. It's not like a Red Bull.
It's probably like wrapped around and then shrunk wrap on it and heat wrap or whatever. But yeah, I was just looking at it and I was like, that reminds me of them Stacker energy drinks. So I looked it up. There's no cherry, so I guess it's not.
All right,
my investigative journalism.
That's what I ended up drinking a lot more of those energy drinks than I intended to, because they were like genuinely really good. Because I don't drink soda that much anymore, and I don't drink energy drinks at all anymore. And I'd forgotten how much I loved them. You know what I mean? So just getting that little rush, that also messed up my stomach, because I drink a bunch of hot sauce and almost finished these energy drinks when I haven't been drinking them in a long time. And it was fun, but it kept me up for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, let's say you was probably cracked the hell out.
Yeah. I didn't realize it, but yeah, I stayed up till like 2 when I normally go to bed at like, like 10 o'clock or whatever. Yeah.
We're just going to keep talking about this episode. The habanero hot sauce that you had, that you drank, and you drank it down to the label.
Yeah. Yeah.
And habanero is supposed to be spicy, and that's why they put the carrots in there to add a little sweetness. But it says aged red peppers, and I was like, that's not habanero. Like you kept referring to it as like Tabasco, and I'm like, yeah, they lied on the freaking label. It's not habanero sauce.
I don't know if like down, I don't have it right next to me, but I don't know if down the ingredients list it has, maybe it's a very subtle, just so they can officially say it.
Say it's habanero.
Right. Because it really did taste just like or not Tabasco, but Louisiana hot sauce.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Louisiana and Tabasco are totally different flavors. Well, yeah, they're different. Tucker, what is it, bud? Got my cat. Sorry, he's meowing at me. All right, so on today's podcast, I guess we're going to discuss. We got some phone calls, right?
Yeah.
Paranormal phone calls. Jim Jam sent over some links, some Amazon talk stuff, and sun hibernating, and how scientists taught monkeys the concept of money, which is pretty interesting.
That's going to be a funny topic right there. So, yeah, I'll pull up these voicemails.
Oh yeah, and with the voicemails, you want to give out that phone number?
Oh yeah.
Do you have it memorized?
I got it on my phone. A picture of it.
That's awesome. So this is how we do this around here.
All right, the number is if you have experienced anything creepy or unexplained, you can call 931-325-9755 and leave us a voicemail. We will not be answering that because we don't have it set up like that. Just leave a voicemail, and we'll talk about it on air. But
is it okay to ask? Do you don't know this person, correct? This is an anonymous phone call, or
yeah,
it's a 540 area code. So yeah, I don't know this person.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing about this. It'll all be anonymous. I guess you'll be able to see the phone number, but we won't know who you are. So you don't have to leave a name or anything, right?
It looks like no, you don't have to. It looks like this is 540 area code. Is around West Virginia and Virginia, Maryland, close to all that.
I mean, you ain't got to track down where it's from.
Well, I'm just saying.
Trying to be over here anonymous, and you're like, let me fucking zero in on this shit. Whitepages.com. Let's track who this is.
Well, hold on. Before I might not show this because it has their actual phone number. So I might just play the audio and not show the screen. But I'll show the screen to y'all. But
that's probably best.
Yeah, I'm sure that.
I mean, it won't matter if I see the screen because I can't read the transcript anyway. So my phone's too small.
Well, here we go. I'm gonna share the screen with y'all. All right, so here we go with the first one.
Hi, I'm Justice. This happened at Pennhurst Asylum about 2 years ago. So I was in one of the buildings. It is called the Mayflower Building. And I was on the second floor alone. Nobody else was there. And I was walking down the hallway, and I see something about 30 yards in front of me. It was on all fours, just walking across the hallway. It had like sickly white skin, very skinny, claws, the skull for a face, and horns and spikes going down its back. And then I realized I saw a Wendigo in Pennhurst Asylum. And I have many other stories about Pennhurst as well. So, have fun.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Did you guys look up Pennhurst State Asylum? Did you guys look it up, or?
Yeah.
I didn't. I was going to ask about Pennhurst. I probably have. talk about that? Did you look it up, Craig?
I did, because Justice, is it okay to say her name? Because she said, "Hi, I'm Justice." Right?
Yeah, that's
okay.
fine.
She said it like we should know common knowledge wise what it was. But it's originally Eastern Pennsylvania State Institution for the Feeble-Minded and Epileptic, and it's obviously for the mentally ill and physically disabled. And it was closed in 1987 after a lot of controversy, I guess mistreatment of the residents and that sort of thing. And I think it's now
A haunted house.
yeah, it's kind of like an attraction now. People take tours of it, and sorry, I'm scrolling through.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm not really up on it. It says Pennhurst Asylum was named #1 haunted attraction in the United States according to USA Today. Proceeds from the attraction go towards the upkeep of the grounds and buildings.
Well, that'd be pretty cool to go through. Check that out.
Well, I want to see this 5-part series that aired on local television in Philadelphia in 1968. The report showed images of naked, emaciated residents swaying back and forth to their own internal rhythms or curled up in balls. The children were tied to their beds. Holy shit.
Dude.
And that was in 1968. And it didn't get shut down until almost 20 years, or, about 20 years later.
No wonder it got shut down.
But it took 20 years. What the fuck?
Well, that was quite a big
But
stretch.
there's no internet. You know what I'm saying? You got to think now, like with the internet being here, how that would it would be, everyone would know.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there'd be videos of some people, harassing them and whatnot. But yeah, speaking of her story, though, she said she saw a Wendigo. So, isn't that like the creature from Pet Sematary? Isn't that what they refer to in that?
Yeah. That is exactly what that is.
And then, of course, they have that movie coming out this year, I believe, isn't it? Called Antlers. I think that's about the Wendigo. But yeah, that would be pretty wild to what, Johnny?
I think it is.
But what would you do if y'all were, in a place like that or something, and you witness the Wendigo? Would you want to investigate, or would you run like scared like Scooby Doo or something?
Well, go ahead, Craig. We'll let Craig. He's the guest. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say I'm pretty ignorant of what Wendigo actually is, so I don't know. I mean, she described it as like a
sickly white, sickly white skin, very skinny claws, the skull for a face, and it had horns and spikes going down its back. So just not knowing what the creature actually is, but just seeing something like what she described, that'd be absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, without a doubt. I kind of wonder what she did after she saw it. Did she just kind of like keep walking the grounds, or
like I'm out? I would have probably been it'd probably been hard for me to continue. I don't know.
You know how I feel about this stuff. As far as haunted houses or haunted things go, they always do it at nighttime, and they say, well, that's because there's not as much energy in the air stopping them from showing themselves or whatever, But also, your mind works different in the shadows than it does in the daylight. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many do it.
Plays tricks on you, right?
Well, I don't know how much time y'all spend outside in the dark, when you were kids and teenagers and it's like midnight. I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know how everybody lived or grew up, but for me personally, I was outside a lot. Shouldn't have been, but wasn't supposed to be, because we snuck out, every weekend we was outside. And when it's midnight and you're walking by yourself and it's fucking pitch black, or you only have street lights, or you get into a wooded area, you will think you see something that you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've
And
done that before.
and you put yourself into that hospital, and you already have pre-recollections or whatever, thoughts of what could happen to you, or you might already have a fear. And I'm not saying she didn't see it,
But
but it
Johnny,
would
I
still
think
be creepy.
yeah, I think you're onto something because I feel like everybody, no matter their like background or whatever, has that lizard brain part of them that it's like caveman era. You're scared of like predators and threats that you can't see at night. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's sort of something that's kind of like deep in us. So like anytime at night, you're gonna kind of have those feelings, especially in the wilderness or if there's wooded area close by and that sort of thing. So I totally agree.
Yeah, and actually, humans, when it become nighttime, humans didn't go out, because electricity is what caused, obviously, for us to function at nighttime. But before all that, the majority of people didn't go out at night because they were afraid. Because you know who was out at night? Robbers and killers. You know what I mean? If it's pitch black, you don't have street lights, you don't have nothing, and you're walking down a trail. Well, you don't know what's on that trail. You don't know who is out there waiting for you. So, and I watched the history about that. It was interesting, but kind of boring too. You know what I mean?
That
I don't
made
know.
me think back when I was a kid. We lived in these apartments and we would play hide and go seek. They had some
Yeah.
woods right beside the playground, and we'd go play hide and go seek in the woods at night.
Yeah.
Hell, now that I'm an adult, I wouldn't fucking do that. Not at all. There's creatures in them woods.
Whoa. I wouldn't be really worried about creatures in the woods that you live locally. I'd be more fucked up with mosquitoes now.
Well,
Like,
I'm talking about
I
like
don't
even in the fall, which I don't know. I'm not sure when mosquitoes quit. Yeah, but don't they? Are they dying out around the fall, close to the
Well,
beginning
when
of
it
it?
gets cold, yeah. My thing is I really wouldn't want to be running through the woods in general because I'm older and
Low hanging branch might get you.
well, yeah, you're taller and I'm older, and then I'm not as resilient. Like, as in, if I rolled on the ground, it would hurt a hell of a lot more now than it did when I was a kid.
Hey, I know that I fell off a forklift on my shoulder as a
Ow.
grown person, and it was only like a 3-foot fall, if that. Oh, that hurt like a motherfucker. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. I fell very hard.
Yeah.
I think that
would
kind of.
suck.
I think I might have messed up my rotator cuff when that happened.
Dude, here, we want to talk about work injuries. I twisted my ankle stepping off of a fucking tugger where I stepped on a crack in the floor, parked at the perfect spot. It was like, ah!
You didn't break your mom's back, did you?
That's, oh my God, dude.
I was taking it back to kids. You remember that saying? But yeah, I guess we got way off track. As Craig already knows, listening to the podcast, we're all over the fucking place.
I wanted to go even further with it because I have a buddy that he threw out his back unloading his dishwasher.
Oh yeah.
It's just wrenching down, I guess, and picking something out of the dishwasher was enough to to mess him up. So yeah.
When as you get older, if you bend over wrong, if any kids are listening, enjoy your life as a young person because you can bend and you can move all you want to. But as you get older, you've probably been through a car wreck or two, maybe. You've fallen too much, but you bend over, pick up your toothbrush, or oh man, I dropped a dime. Oh shit, and then you fall. You're done. Thank God that hasn't happened to me. I hope it never does.
It was about the time when my son was first born in 2007 or so. We lived in these apartments, and my wife was emptying the dishwasher, and she had it down, and I wasn't paying attention, and I walked backwards.
Oh.
It tripped over the door of the damn dishwasher and fell into the floor. I think I think the people had to come and replace the dishwasher because I broke the
Oy.
door. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
was gonna
the-
ask, did you fall on the dishwasher door?
Oh yeah,
like,
I think I broke the shit out that door. Yeah, it didn't
God,
feel. Yeah,
that would
that's,
hurt too.
But yeah, anyways, we'll move on to this second story.
Yeah, because no one wants to hear me fall downstairs while I was carrying a basket of laundry.
Yes, we do. Go ahead. Before we move on.
What- So I lived in a trailer park, obviously.
Hold on.
What?
You had stairs in your trailer?
No, man.
Oh yeah,
down the
going down to the basement. That's right. Go ahead.
No, I was I would have to go wash clothes because we didn't have laundry, or we weren't allowed to have a wash and dryer there. And man, I had my hands full with my basket, and I take a step, and man, I slipped. I almost caught myself, and I slipped again, man, right on my fucking ass,
Oh.
dude. It hurt so bad. I had phantom pains for like 2 years, where I thought my tailbone hurt. That's how fucking bad it hurt to fall. And I was like probably 300 something pounds at that
Oh,
time,
yeah.
maybe.
Oy, yeah.
Yeah. Because the heaviest I was like 354. It was before that, a couple years before that. So yeah, I was in 300s, and it just, oh man, I'm telling you, I don't wish that on no one.
Yeah, that.
Tailbone sucks. We don't even need it.
Well,
Like your pinky toe. It's only there to fucking stub. You know what I'm saying? You don't need your pinky toe.
mm,
Don't it help to balance?
No, that's your big toe.
Oh.
yeah, I think you could lose your pinky toe without any problems, but
They claim that eventually the pinky toe, as progress goes through the evolution of the human body, whatever, the pinky toe will go away.
I hope that there's someone that's missing their pinky toes that's super offended by this, and they're like, "You don't understand. You understand what I'm going through.
Yeah, I have phantom pains that it's not there.
I gotta sprint like I used to. You don't understand this. I'm on the beach." You know?
Yeah, it's so true though.
The motherfucker walking around and keeps falling over.
Yeah, it's true. We don't know. We still got our pinky toes.
He's
We're
got
so rich over here.
They might have a
Michael-
What?
People see me without my pinky toe, and they're all staring at me like I'm some kind of freak. You know.
He's so
Can't wear my
he's,
flip flops.
yeah, he's so self-conscious. He goes and gets a prosthetic pinky toe made.
Or they buy the foot socks, where the toe socks, and then put a fake toe in there so it looks like they all have their,
Right. Or they go full on and get those Skeletos shoes, and they
Yeah.
just wear those all the time. It's like, what? What's the problem? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was
pinky
I
toe,
was
dude.
thinking, what if you lost your big toe? You couldn't wear flip-flops no more.
No,
God,
I
that
don't
would,
wear
your
flip
big
flops
toe,
anyway.
that would be terrible. You would actually probably need a prosthetic, but I don't know how that would all work.
How do you think slides would work without a big toe? Like you kind of need it, so like I know you can like strap it down and all, but I don't know. Anyways, I had never mind. That's stupid.
That was my fault. I created a person without his pinky toes to.
Yeah, I took it too far. Okay.
All right,
Let's
so
Let's hear the next one from Justice.
Yeah.
I'm
yes,
dying.
here we
Oh.
go. Let's see what this will spawn off into.
I am Justice with another story from Penhurst Asylum. So I was in a little common room in, I believe, the Mayflower, on the 3rd floor, and the halls were lined with rooms for each of the patients. I was all the way at the end with 2 other people. And then I felt someone with 4 fingers grabbed my arm and pulled me off. I was pulled off into the first room on the right. I got pulled into the closet. And when I went into the closet, I looked up and there was just a girl staring at me from a hole in the ceiling. And I have plenty more stories.
Now that is creepy.
The ghost had 4 fingers, so it kind of accidentally segued into a severed limb.
Hold on. Which fingers? Like it has to be the
hold on.
pinky.
You doing this right here, Johnny, just made me think. I was at the gas station earlier to get me an energy drink, and this dude had this tattooed on his hands, on his back. Well, shit.
I can't.
Yeah, I can't see you guys either, so I don't know.
Hold on a second. Let me stop sharing the screen. You see me now, Johnny? He had
Yeah,
this,
I can see.
He had this tattooed on his calf.
So he had the shocker.
Yeah, he had the shocker tattooed on his calf.
I'm
I'm
Craig,
like,
you know what the shocker is, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
But yeah, I'm like,
I
why in
imagine
the
most people do.
I seen the stickers on the back of people's cars and stuff, but why would you get that tattooed on you? That
Lost
Maybe
the bet.
he's shocking.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to judge people on their tattoo choices. And there's some people that have like naked women having sex with each other, or just
Okay.
graphic pornographic.
What?
But
anyways,
I've never. You're describing like a dude with a tattoo of like 2 women scissoring or something.
Yeah.
Oh my
Seen that
God.
really?
well, not in person, but
Okay.
like on the internet, like where people show like some of the worst tattoos, or not, and some of them are like high quality, like full on sex, vagina out there, penis going,
All
like
right. It has like veins and the whole thing.
yeah, like realistic as to fuck, and it's just like, damn, dude, like you're living the life, I guess. I mean, you have to be successful in a way because you can't work in the public, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's the phenomenon with people getting face tattoos and neck tattoos and stuff like that. Because when I was younger, that was like really taboo, and I feel like that's like what that signifies to people basically is I'm kind of outside the norm, and I can't, like I can support myself without a traditional job or whatever. So
Yeah, and nowadays I think you have a better chance at supporting yourself without a traditional job. You know what I mean? Like with the internet and being able to make art and sell your product easier or whatever. Maybe, I don't know. What do I know? Maybe
So what would you do if you looked up through a hole in was it a closet?
Yeah, well, she was dragged away though, right? Is that what she said? Or she was moved away?
I was all the way at the end with the other 2 people and felt someone with 4 fingers grabbed my arm and pulled me off.
Yeah, that's what, like, it's like tugging her away.
It was
she
pulled
obviously-
up into the first room on the right. I got pulled into the closet. When I went into the closet, I looked up and there was a girl staring through a hole in the ceiling.
All right, Craig. So you're in the closet and you look up, and there's a girl in the hole in the ceiling.
Okay. Like I would love to know more context of this. Like if they're on a tour or if they broke into this place, as teenagers. Like I would like to know more surrounding this story. But yeah, if it was me personally, I mean, I'm such a skeptic and don't believe in any of this stuff that if it literally happened to me, I mean, it'd probably blow a gasket. I might just like drop dead. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't even know. I don't think I would have a very good mind for it if it actually came true.
Well, and the thing is like, if it's pulling you away, you're obviously allowing it, and she might be open, which she's obviously open. she's an open person to ghosts and spirits. I'm not. I'm more like you, Craig. Obviously, people know this from me talking about ghost stuff. I try not to judge people that believe in it, but the more open you are, the more willing you're going to be to allow something to pull you in a direction, right? Am I wrong in thinking that?
It checks out to me. I don't know.
And so, she's feeling the tug, so she's like, "Well, I'm going to allow this to happen." Me personally, I wouldn't allow it to happen. If I feel like, like the, four little fingers like grabbing me, or what I assume, like just that pressure of four little fingers, and I'm like, "No, dude, I'm going to be over there like, no." But if I did allow it, and then I look up and there's a girl, yeah, I'd be like,
I just I just text her from this number and asked her if there's more context to this story or something. So
people might not want to be getting text back from the number, dude. Like, Jesus.
Oops. Okay.
I mean, the best thing you could do if you call this number is obviously use a fake number so Jim Jam.
I like selling it as a totally anonymous, like, no repercussions to this whatsoever. And then like the instant you send it, it's like you get replies. It's like, we need more of this. Your story's not checking out. Yeah, prove this shit to us. We don't believe you.
Now you make me feel stupid for sending that.
Yeah.
I literally asked for more context, so I get why you did it, but it's just funny.
Yeah, it's totally funny.
It's not like I'm sending like
anonymously, but I got your phone number forever now.
She didn't call anonymously. She left her fucking phone or name, so obviously she didn't.
Yeah, but she could go by Justice on the internet.
Yeah, well, it's not like I'm giving her phone number out to nobody. I just replied back.
Not that we know of. I mean, we don't know that.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Jim, you're a believer? Are you more on board with this stuff, or?
Just like the picture from X-Files, I want to believe.
Right.
So it's interesting that
ghosts. You believe in ghosts?
That's a movie, Johnny.
No, I mean, I know you believe in Patrick Swayze, but
not that one. Talking about Doug Cox, the Seaman Demon.
Oh no, I was talking about ghosts.
Oh,
you said you believe in ghosts, and you're like, that's a movie. I'm like,
yeah, Paranormal Activity is what I was referring.
Oh,
I was referring to Paranormal, but yeah, Ghost is a really good movie. But
like what? I'm not sure how good of friends we are. I thought you believed in ghosts for this whole time.
Well, I do. I got to see to believe type thing. So,
well, you keep telling the story of how the dark creature, what is it that comes through the window?
That was a dream.
Well, I thought that was a spiritual, like a ghost thing.
Well, did you hear that, Craig?
I don't think so. I
got sleep apnea. So I fell asleep without my mask on, my CPAP mask on. And I couldn't breathe, and felt like I was suffocating. But I had a dream while this was happening where it's weird, where it seemed like I was like fell asleep in a sunroom or some shit, and there was a window, and I'm sitting there laying, and it's like I was paralyzed, and I'm sitting here watching the window slide up, and like a shadow figure crawl through the window and start coming at me. But the whole time I'm fucking trying to wake up, and I wake up, and I finally do wake up, and I wake up gasping for air. So I don't know what that means, but I hear a lot of people experience the shadow creature and all that.
It sounds like a night terror a little bit. Yeah. I had those when I was young. I would have really vivid dreams while being partially awake, I guess is the phenomenon. And I would totally have the classic thing where someone was on my back and they would be like whispering in my ear and all this stuff. And like I totally understand like people back in the day, like before science and all that stuff, just thinking straight up those were demons sitting on my back. You know what I mean? Like not knowing, understanding what was going on, because it was really vivid. And there would be sometimes where I would wake up screaming like a young girl. I mean, I had like like a very high pitched scream, and my dad would end up having to come in and wake me up, and the whole thing. It was like super embarrassing whenever it would happen. But I just kind of grew out of it. It never really happened past my teen years. So
Yeah. Well,
I can see Craig.
oh, 100%, 100%. I mean, like I think even one time my dad thought there was a woman, like a girl, in my room, because he was like, what like that. That was his reaction. Was like, I'm gonna catch Craig with a girl in his room, and then it's just me screaming because I'm scared. So
He was about to give you
Yeah.
a handshake and a pat on the back. Way to go, Craig.
yeah, probably.
y'all want to listen to this third voicemail?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to approach this as though I'm a believer because I feel like we're ganging up on Justice and she's putting herself out there. So I'm gonna go at it like 100% open mind.
Y'all there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, it just went very quiet real quick. Here we go.
Oh, I thought you were gonna play it.
Yeah, I'm about to.
More stories from Penhurst Asylum. So I was down in the tunnels of Penhurst in the Devon building, and I wasn't the only one there. And at the very end of the hallway, the only light that there was the red exit sign, and we saw what is called a crawler on the ground. It was on all fours, just kind of going back and forth. And then we saw someone at the very end as well, like peeping around, was someone who's around 7 feet tall. Later that night, I went down the basement, the Devon building by myself. I went about 6 feet away from the stairs, and I saw the same crawler running straight for me. I turned my flashlight on, he was gone. Turned it off, he came back. I ran out of the basement and up the stairs, and I never went back down. And of course, I have more stories from Penhurst Asylum.
So let me turn this off real quick. Yeah.
Y'all have to flip your Craig, if you can, flip your camera on and off. So.
Got it.
Here we go. First off, if a place is creepy, I'm probably not going down in the basement by myself. Like that's just
No.
like I don't know why. Even as an adult, it's still darkness still kind of creeps me out. Even though I was in it a lot when I was a kid. But especially a basement, and after you've already seen something, I mean, she's braver than I am.
Most definitely.
Yeah, it sounds like she's a little bit of a thrill seeker, maybe.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like one experience after the other. She wants, it's kind of like whet her appetite, and she wants more things to happen. So
that would get the adrenaline, just that rush of seeing it come at you, and you flick the light on, and you flick it off, and then it's back there. Yeah, I'd be like, see ya, like, but then your adrenaline just be like, so it would bring you back.
My luck, because they said that she only saw it when she turned her flashlight off. So, my luck, my flashlight would end up dying like in a horror movie, and the creature would get me.
Lights out? Was it lights out or?
Yeah, something like that.
yeah,
Where they flick the
flip the switch
turn
on.
light, put it off. Yeah, and then it's
Yeah,
there.
You're closer. Yeah. It's
I would
super
never.
creepy.
I wouldn't keep on flipping it on and off. I'd just leave it on. Fuck this. Because I know once I cut it off, that some bitch is about to be in my face.
Well, I'd be afraid the bulb would blow. Like a. Oh fuck! I'm screwed. That would definitely be creepy. I mean, and if you have that many if you see that much stuff, I don't know how many days she was there, or you know what I'm saying, like if this was one visit or all, like she said she seen something that night, and then I don't know how many times she's been there and back, you know. But it would bring you there, even if it was your brain, like, you know, because me here thinking I'm skeptical, but I believe in a little bit more after doing this after 5-6 years. I think after you see the one thing, you'd want to go back just to see if you've seen it, you know, like my mind would be like, did I see that? And then if you see another thing, then you're going to, you know, I've never seen anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can't, that's the only reason why I'm more of a skeptic my whole life. And maybe because I'm not as open. I've said that before. I wasn't as open, and I've tried to be more open.
It's interesting when, you know, Justice is talking about Pinhurst, like it's common knowledge. You know, it's interesting how regional stories like that, because she's even referring to like specific types of, I guess, paranormal, like ghost or whatever. You know, she's like, it's called a crawler. Like we should know what that means exactly. You know, it must be like lingo that they use at this place. You know, because other people have seen similar type of you know, ghost or whatever. So I mean, I guess it's kind of like we have Bell Witch. I guess that be our equivalent, is something like that. Maybe, I don't know.
And I'm not a big believer in the Bell Witch, but whatever. You know, but we do have the Bell Witch, and Jimmy's been there.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing spectacular.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of some other places. I've never really been to, I guess, anywhere really haunted. Like, I've been to a creepy house that was just abandoned at nighttime that we had to go through a gate to sneak in because they had a chain link fence up around it, and we had to, like, you know, crawl through that and to get to it. And they claimed that it was haunted. It wasn't haunted. They just had a bunch of trash in it, where someone was a hoarder or somebody was just storing them, you know. And it was creepy though, because you'd see like little baby dolls, like, you know, kids' toys, and it's just like, damn, man, this is weird, you know.
Have you guys? Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh well, I was going back to the, you know, I went to the Bell Witch Cave and whatever, but when I went though, what killed it for me is the owners or the people that run it. They seemed like they were kind of dicks. They were, I don't know, just I'm just sitting here like, fuck this. I don't even want to pay money to see this. Yeah, oh no. I'm like, you do this, you know why people are coming. You do this, you want more people come, but you're gonna be a dick to people. So yeah, it kind of threw me off and kind of messed my experience up.
They were just rude, or were they like rushing you through it, or?
They wasn't rushing me through. The woman that did the tour was she was really a sweetheart, but it was an older guy in the guest shop. They have all these artifacts up, and if you even pull your phone out to just text, this motherfucker's like, delete the pictures right now. He was freaking out, and I'm like, good God, buddy.
Well, it might be they want you to come there. If all the, I guess maybe if all the stuff in their shop have pictures online, maybe then you won't have a reason to come just see the artifacts in person.
I don't know. It kind of pissed me off and I didn't even want to be there no more. I'm just like, fuck. You don't need to be a fucking dick about it. So, well, I won't ever go back. Wasn't no big deal to me. I didn't, you know, the legend.
Well, if you went at nighttime, you might have seen something though.
I don't think they do nighttime tours though, so I don't know. I might be wrong, but you know, that old man might be there and he might really scare me or get me in the cave.
I think they probably do a nighttime, like
probably around fall. I bet around fall, like closer to Halloween, you know. But I don't know, that old dude might be a dick and not allow it. I'm on here talking shit about that guy. He might be a sweetheart, just had a bad day.
He might, yeah, exactly. He might have had a bad day.
Well, he needs to apologize to me.
Oh, why are you such an asshole?
I'm triggered.
Have you guys ever heard what I think Ricky Gervais said about ghosts?
Maybe.
No.
I don't know.
he
Oh,
pointed out, he was like, why are ghosts always from recent memory? It's always from like the 1860s on, pretty much, or Victorian era on. He's like, why aren't there any caveman ghosts? And like when you hear that, it's like that makes a lot of sense. Like we pretty much only have ghosts that are from like the past 100, 200 years, and why would that be? And here in America, like let's face it, like the ghosts would be Native Americans and like slaves. It would be all the people we treated like like dog shit, for generations. Like why would it be like ladies in white? You know what I mean? Like why
Yeah.
are those the only ghosts really? It's
it's true.
What if ghosts only have a time frame they're here? So a ghost will die, or like it'll
Well,
move on to another.
You say like the Victorian era though, they're still around. But I'm pretty sure there's plantations that have ghosts with slaves or the claim.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And the burial grounds is of Native Americans. There's claim, but I don't know. With the ghost stuff, it's like I think if you spend enough time somewhere, you have a better chance of seeing. You know what I mean? Or feeling an energy, or just I don't know. Because
what Jim Jam was saying makes a little bit of sense too, in terms of if we're speculating on ghosts and what might actually be,
But
they might only have a window of opportunity to actually be a ghost, and they might fade out after a certain amount of time.
yeah, maybe
Well,
the energy dies because
yeah.
ghosts are supposed to have energy, and maybe that energy dies away and fades out over centuries of
Yeah.
time.
I could buy that. Yeah.
Yeah. That way you're
Dude.
not overloaded with ghosts everywhere, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I mean,
just ghosts everywhere.
ghosts from existence would be horrible. So yeah, that makes more sense. Like they'd have to die off, just like any kind of living creature. The dead have to eventually die too. So yeah, I mean, yeah, we got a good theory here, or hypothesis. Is that how that works? Is a hypothesis then a theory?
See, look, y'all. I say some intelligent shit sometimes.
Yeah. So let's run with this. We'll now all we need you to do is type up the paper and we'll submit it to the Ghost Journals International.
Actually, Jim Jam, if you don't mind, will you just text Justice and see what she has to say about it?
This motherfucker right here.
Tell her your theory, and we talked about it, and you need her to weigh in on it.
Oh, that's great.
And
Call her
send
up.
go ahead and send your address, and
As I heard before, like video calling people is very aggressive. So should I just try to video call her as well?
Yeah. Hey, babe, what's up?
What the fuck? No, hell no.
Fucking great.
she kept saying she had more stories. So I mean, I guess she just goes here all the time, and has a phenomenon happen.
Like,
And I'm wondering if she did before it become a haunted house. Because dude bought it, like whatever that article that I'm reading on NPR. Oh fuck me, that's from 2010, so that was bought in 2008.
Mm.
And I'm wondering if it's still a haunted attraction.
hey, I could check the Tennessee
People
horror.
were having a fit. People were having a fit that he did this. I mean, because it's on like 10 acres. Holy moly!
So
Like,
People were having a fit, like they were offended that it became
an
attraction?
haunted attraction because of all the bad shit that happened to people. It should be memorialized and brought to light and become like a museum more than you got props of dead people and you're trying to scare people through it.
Yeah, I mean that's something I kind of avoided bringing up just because again I don't want Justice to feel like we're I totally respect her experience and everything, but there is something about it that it does seem to prey on. It does seem to prey on like people's fear of people with like disabilities and deformities and psychological issues and stuff like that. So that is kind of messed up to think you're kind of exploiting those feelings a little bit. I don't know, but
real quick while I pulled this up since we were talking about it. It is still running, actually, and they do offer paranormal tours. Just go to PennhurstAsylum.com. Yeah,
I think it would be cool to go do a paranormal tour in the fall, like
they
or
they
summer or
open
something.
up. Their first night is September 25th of this year. So, yeah.
Well, I mean that's probably for haunted house.
Well, no, I'm talking, but yes, but year round though, you can actually do the ghost tour, or whatever.
I mean but there's multiple buildings on the property.
So, wonder if you have to maybe investigate the page real quick. The paranormal part. Overnight paranormal investigations. Damn, that is massive.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
They the overnight one runs from 7 o'clock to 1 a.m.
and really, and this is an old ass story from 2010, but I mean, he was saying that this place was falling down, like, and he come in, because it wasn't being taken care of. Even the state, if you wanted to make a museum or whatever, don't use the state or the county or somebody tried to register it and get funding for it. Right. So you'd have to do something different to fund that much renovation on. I imagine he didn't renovate all the buildings, but
it looks like you can do this pretty soon. The next one is June 19th. So in 2 weeks, you can do an overnight investigation here, and it looks like it's $99 a person.
Well, that's not real bad, really.
It's 5-hour tour.
$20 an hour. I don't know. I'm over here. That's not bad, but $20 an hour. I mean, I can go somewhere. We can go to South Pittsburgh. Fuck that. It's a lot closer.
That's very true. It's Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Right.
But hell, you want to move into real quick? I want to say thank you to Justice for sending that in.
Thank you so much.
We would love to hear more of your stories.
But I would like just after hearing her stories, like if you got to go in the buildings that she got to go in, because this could have been before while it was shut down. They could have snuck in, for all we know, because like Craig said, we don't know the context of them going in. They could have snuck in that place because it probably didn't have a whole lot of security, because you put a chain link fence around it and you just walk away. And
now you're saying that Justice is doing a B&E over there?
No, I said could have.
So, well, that's implying that she's breaking in.
I already said that we snuck into a place, an abandoned house so it's not like I'm judging her for it. There's lots of people on paranormal, when they go investigate, they don't ask for permission to go onto the property. Because a lot of times they won't allow you to.
I think it was implied that her as a young person also, like, not as like a full-fledged adult kicking down doors and stuff like that. So
yeah, I wouldn't say kick down doors. I imagine there's doors already open. They probably don't lock anymore. I didn't say she broke into anything. I just said she walked in and children had her way through. I don't know.
That was her defense when the cops came. I didn't break in. The doors are already open.
Yeah, see? It's like I'm on Wikipedia and some amount of buildings there, but it would still it piques my interest on like to go where she went and be able to walk through it if it was safe enough and I wouldn't fall through the floor, but to go see it, you know what I mean? Like to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, to see if I see what she sees. Right? Oh.
Yeah.
So we got to break in. We got to allegedly break in. Allegedly. So
you just got to walk through the open doors.
Yes. We're all doing this, right? We're going to Pennsylvania next week.
Road
We're going to
trip.
go to the Limerick Hall. There's a Mayflower Hall. There's a Penn Hall, a Philadelphia Hall, a Quaker Hall. It's a lot of halls, guys.
What was you about to say, Craig?
We're gonna end up riding out on some crawlers.
Yeah, we saddle them up, man. We're gonna fucking tame them bitches.
I think that would be a horrible idea.
Well, if you tame them and they don't try to murder you, then it'll be okay. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's
How
crazy
awesome.
that
They should have crawlers, like fake ones, like made up, so people when they come to the attraction, they can just sit on them, like they're riding them, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I regret bringing it up now. Like the more we talk about it, the more it's like, oh, that's probably not a very good idea. So.
Hey, Craig, you're an artist. I want you to draw all three of us riding on the back of a crawler.
That would definitely need context. That would have to come with like a little blurb underneath explaining what it was, because otherwise we're just riding on top of people. It's kind of.
All right, so here's the crazy thing. Like, just looking more into this, this is a government hospital, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's got 3,300 beds in this hospital as of 1950. It did, but it opened up in 1908 and closed in 1987. So what's that? 80 years? Like, it couldn't even. And they built so many fucking buildings there. The amount of money that was poured into that place to only last 80 years is like, how much fucked up shit? Like, you funded the buildings, but you didn't fund the people to take care of the people.
Yeah.
That doesn't make, I don't know, government. You know what I mean? That just doesn't make much sense to me. Because it's like in total, in all the buildings in sorry, Craig, 636,454 square feet of indoor space. That's fucking massive. Like, as far as all the buildings go. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Craig.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, apparently that was a pretty big phenomenon in the States, because I think they called them like snake pits, where it's just, people kind of sending away disabled family members to kind of just not have to deal with them anymore. It's just a different era, and people weren't as sensitive to kind of taking care of people, I guess. So I guess, frankly, a lot of people weren't super concerned with the conditions until they saw it in vivid color, like this footage, and that's probably what kind of led to some, I would hope, some laws on the books to kind of make sure people are treated appropriately and everything. So
yeah, you're right. It's like, well, we got electricity a little bit now. We'll just send Theodore away. He's not really mentally there. I don't really want to take care of him. The government says they will. See ya.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds horrible. Anyway.
Yeah.
Y'all want to move in on about the monkeys?
Sure.
I don't know how a good segue would be, but I guess there's none. We're talking about monkeys now. How scientists taught monkeys the concept of money. And not long after that, the first prostitute monkey appeared. So now we're talking about prostitution with monkeys. So apparently, these scientists taught monkeys the concept of money, and their first thing, and I guess when they finally realized, the whole idea was, they save up the money, give them for treats or something. Well, these monkeys started giving the girls the money and started having sex with them. So, the girl monkeys. So yes, I guess prostitution's even in the animal kingdom.
I mean, they call it the oldest profession, so I guess it only makes sense.
That's just I first saw this story. I was like, I gotta send it to y'all because that shit was fucking crazy.
Is this all under lab conditions? Is this like in a lab somewhere, or is it out in the?
I think it was like
It's in a lab.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably like at a zoo or some shit.
Hmm.
I mean, they taught him to gamble. I'm
Says
just reading this.
a psychologist duo from Yale University managed to teach 7 capuchin monkeys. Capuchin? Is it how you say it, Johnny? Capuchin monkeys how to use money. The study went into some unexpected territory not long after. So, chins monkeys correlation of human. Okay, but yeah, so pretty much they taught them the value of money, and instead of buying food with it, the male monkeys bought sex.
Well, like just reading through this article, it's crazy because they would gamble and make irrational decisions because well, if I put this many, I could win that many tokens. So they would wager it and lose, of course, because it's like, well, or I can win that much fruit compared to, and even one like bought like cucumbers or something and bit into it, chewed it up, didn't like it, and brought it back to try to trade it in for something better.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Well, it's not crazy though. Monkeys aren't stupid creatures; that they can adapt and learn.
Yeah. Well, look at Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. Took over the world.
Oh,
That's true.
I mean that's a movie. That's
You nailed it.
I can't really argue with that. Real life versus movie. I don't know.
I had to say that because both y'all's reactions were great.
Does it depress you guys that this was done at Harvard?
Or Yale.
Yale? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
So about
this
the
feels
same.
like the top minds are working on this. This is what we're. Isn't that sad? Kind of like
Teaching monkeys how to pretty much gamble and buy prostitutes.
Yeah, I mean, like, what does that prove? I mean, what's the benefit to humanity there? I'm kind of lost
It's
on that.
in 2005,
Ooh,
so still don't know what that has to prove in 2005. I mean, oh yeah, okay, it's the Friends monkey.
oh yeah,
Maybe that's why.
Outbreak monkey. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe that's why. Friends was Friends popular in 2000? I don't even know, dude. I know
that movie Outbreak got very popular at the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh yeah, it was like
it was
super. Yeah.
It was number 1 on Netflix.
I think I rewatched it.
I did too.
Wait, we did a podcast on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Movie of the week.
Yeah. Here's another thing about these monkeys. So one of them broke loose, like when they go to give them money, I guess, or something. One of them broke loose and stole a tray filled with tokens. I feel like this shit buys me stuff, and it gets me, some pussy. So I'm definitely stealing for it.
So it like instantly created a criminal element.
Yeah. Well, not instantly, but over time, yeah. I guess they developed like, well,
maybe that one was like, fuck working for the money. I'm just gonna steal that shit.
I also think though, you're stuck in a fucking laboratory. These monkeys. How bad would that suck to begin with? And you're in this ecosystem, because it would be like an ecosystem of you're putting cages and you're giving them tokens to buy this. So that's all you have, It's like, well, how am I going to get more food? How am I going to get more anything if I don't get tokens? That would suck.
You think he thought that was a survival thing?
I mean, I just think about if monkeys, I imagine, want to be out doing stuff all the time, and you're just locked up in a cage. No freedom. And they might have a massive area for these monkeys to hang out in. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like it was on Planet of the Apes. Wasn't that in Planet of the Apes where they had like where they could go and hang out?
Yeah,
Like they go to the cages and they go out and hang out.
yeah. They had like a little, I guess a room set up that
Like a
had
booth?
trees. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
That
of
was a new-
course,
I only seen one of them. Have y'all
Yeah,
watched?
I think that was called Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I'm pretty sure, right?
yeah, it's like a prequel, right?
I think I've seen 2 of them.
They're all
Does that
really
have-
good.
Didn't it have Mark Wahlberg in it?
Dude,
No, that's the Tim Burton one from like '01. That's just
Oh.
called Planet of the Apes. It's like a remake, basically. What's his name? James Franco was in Rise.
That's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I never watched the final one. I don't think.
Yeah, there's Dawn and then War. I think is the last one. War of the Planet of the Apes. Pretty sure.
Yeah, that,
Or
never seen. What was his name? What's the ape's name?
Andy Serkis or whatever.
Caesar.
Oh, you mean Caesar?
Yeah.
Caesar is the character.
Yeah, Andy Serkis is the one that's the same guy that played Gollum, right?
Gollum, yeah. And he played Kong in the Peter Jackson King Kong from like
Oh.
'05. He's like a big mocap guy.
Yeah,
he-
yeah. After
Yeah, dude can definitely move crazy.
Hmm.
He must do yoga.
maybe.
I need to do
don't
some
know.
fucking yoga. I need to start stretching. Anyways, we'll move on to this next topic, which we'll talk about Amazon and how they are. It looks like Amazon will not test job seekers for cannabis now. Since I'm guessing since it's pretty much legal in a lot of states, they're taking it off there. And probably they're probably thinking we can get a shit ton more workers if we don't test for weed.
Well, there's that, and then there's the New York case. I think might have been brought against them, where dude was told he got the job, but then when he went, and it's legal in New York, marijuana is, and then when he got there, they drug tested him and they told him he didn't have the job.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And they're losing a lot of workers over this cannabis issue, where it's legal in the state. And let's be serious. If it's legal in your state, why are you still testing for cannabis?
Yeah, it's just like
As far
like
as being hired on.
they don't test for alcohol. They don't test for it on a test. And
Well,
I believe-
and you can do mouth swabs for like that can test what you've done in the past 8 hours. So you can make it a company guideline. Don't smoke any marijuana within 8 hours that you work.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. What do you think, Craig?
Oh yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't been a thing sooner. You know what I mean? Especially working class. Where that I mean, do office people even drug tests like that? Is that really a thing? Are they concerned with that? With someone that just sits in a cubicle? I mean, I don't know.
Why would you?
Yeah.
Like, why
I-
would you? Like, if you're sitting at a desk, why would you drug test someone for cannabis?
Yeah, like I only feel like it's a consideration, like you just mentioned with alcohol. It's similar, where if you're driving a forklift or obviously a truck or something like that, it would be an issue. But, I don't know.
Well, for
Hmm.
Amazon, working in a warehouse might be the reason why, because you're around machinery,
Mm.
and you're pushing carts and it could make you more lazy, I guess, and you wouldn't get your numbers out there.
Well,
Mm.
then
And
maybe that will go into the other story of Amazon, where their Amazon managers say they hire people to intend to fire later just to meet a turnover goal. So
And how fucked up is that?
Mm.
As far as
usually a company you would think would not want a high turnover rate, right?
you don't want it, but you know that it's going to happen. So many, like every company has to project that, right? Like, hey, we work in this industry. The X amount of people are going to probably quit this job.
Yeah.
You know, either they're going to find something better, they're going to find something closer, they're going to find something. But they made that into a goal. Like they set it in like you need to have this many people turn over so that you get your bonuses, or you get maybe not your bonuses, but you get approval. That's
Yeah.
fucked up. Like if I go to a job thinking, you know, this is what I want to do, and you go in and you do a good job, but yet they fire you anyways. And what if everybody's doing a good job? Then who do you fire?
Mm.
I know one thing: Amazon's taking over the world, though.
Well, and let's be honest. Amazon makes billions and billions, and this is just like Walmart, billions of dollars profit. You know, like shit tons of profit, but yet choose to pay their employees not what their company makes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I worked at Walmart for 10 years, so I know they treated every store as an individual store. So your bonuses were based off of what that store made. So you know what I mean? So that's how they get around all that shit. Probably is like, well, but this is what the store brings in. That's all we can afford to pay you.
Mm.
Even though the owner of that company is the richest man in the world.
Yeah, for Amazon, definitely. Like,
And just made it.
Is he the richest in the world?
Yeah, I believe he is. And was it Craig? You brought up the fact that he just got a super yacht made.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like a super yacht, and then he has a support yacht for the super yacht. Yeah.
Well, he has a support yacht because the super yacht's a sailing yacht, and you can't put a helipad on a sailing yacht, so you got to have the support yacht so that he can fly, get his helicopter to go out there while they're already sailing it out in the middle of the ocean somewhere. He can land and be.
Right, and I feel like it was, or I'm pretty sure I remember estimated $500 million is what it cost. Yeah.
Yeah. 417-foot super yacht worth an estimated $500 million and equipped with its own support yacht and helipad.
So, I can't fathom that kind of wealth. You know?
But they also went on to say there's an estimated 553,742 homeless people in America, and at least 10.1 million who remain unemployed. But sure, let's spend money on a mega yacht instead.
Well,
But that's one of them things. It's his money though. Why should
and we're gonna get if we're gonna get in that, it's like
no, I'm not gonna go there.
Be responsible for all the homeless people in the world, like the government. Think about how much money the governments bring in. That could. Yeah.
Well, hey, we can end end this episode on this, and that brings me to something that I think the government is trying to get to do an audit for the Pentagon to see what they're spending all their money on.
Mm.
So I would be curious to see, but you know damn well they're not going to put in everything. They're not going to audit everything. You know, they can't talk about the Area 51 and the aliens, of course. Can't let that out yet. Even though they're slowly trickling that stuff out.
Here's the thing about auditing the Pentagon, and there's too much classified stuff that you wouldn't be able to say how much money is justified to take care of that classified project because you don't know what the classified project is.
I couldn't imagine them trying to audit.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're creating this jet that can't be seen by radar, but it's classified, and we're making new technology. Who says how much money should be spent on it? But that's probably why they've never been audited. But you could audit the day-to-day operations, right? Like the office work and all that stuff.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. I never really thought about because people always criticize our defense budget, right? And just how much we spend on the military and everything. And I guess I never really thought about all the classified stuff on top of that. Like that's just
Yeah.
the stuff that we criticize is the stuff that's out there publicly, and then I guess there's like a shitload on top of it that we have no clue, which is pretty outrageous. Yeah.
And you don't know what they're doing behind the scenes as far as national security. Like
Right.
how much money is being spent on that to stop, you know, like a fucking nuclear warhead coming our way. How much money is being spent on that? I don't know.
Right.
Maybe that's the issue. We don't know. But you don't really want to give that number out because then another government might be like, well, if they're spending this amount of money, I think if we up ours, we could probably get around that amount of money through doing this. Mate, it's like a wormhole or rabbit hole that, and that's why they keep secrets in general, because they ultimately believe that we're not smart enough to know what they know. We couldn't deal with it. All right. So,
Right. Well,
I
hell
don't know.
yeah.
Craig, you believe in aliens?
Not like the classic, aliens driving in spaceships and coming down and visiting us. I definitely think there's probably something out there. It's probably like spores or something on another planet type of deal. But sentient, space traveling aliens that we've encountered, probably not. I don't think it's very likely. But I would love to be proven wrong, though. I would think it'd be amazing if it's like Star Trek and there's a bunch of humanoids that look like us and all that stuff. That'd be awesome.
Hell yeah.
See, that's the one thing I do believe in, but I still ain't ever seen one. So,
Right.
What would your reaction be, do you think, if you saw it? Well, I guess you can only speculate, but I think it would be pretty scary because, we're only going off of what we've heard.
So, yeah, but if you've seen one, man, it might be pretty badass. If you start dancing, but I'd probably be too excited, then they probably wouldn't want to come around me because I'm like, dude, what's up, man? Let's talk too much.
Have you seen that movie from a couple years ago called Arrival that has like Jeremy Renner and Amy Adams?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a pretty good idea of what an alien might actually be like. Because it would be something we would have a hard time understanding. Because think of culturally how different we would be, and we probably wouldn't look anything alike, and so it'd be like really tough to communicate. And I thought that was a really good idea of kind of portraying that cinematically versus, again, I love Star Trek, but I think the likelihood that there are like another version of humans out there and they just have like little dents on their heads and they're like, hey, how are you? I don't think that's super unlikely, but
I wouldn't think that aliens. Yeah, I don't think aliens look like humans, but
I actually have that movie over on my shelf right now.
Arrival. It's a good one.
Is that the one where the thing jumps off like the satellite and his knees are bent backwards?
No, that's the Charlie Sheen one.
Oh,
called The Arrival from like the 90s. Yeah, that's a cool movie though. I like that movie too.
I'll have to rewatch Arrival then. I think
Arrival where they're in a pod and she has to figure out what they're talking about in a certain time, right? Before, otherwise, it's going to cause the end of the world. Or
well, I think on the way downstairs, I'm going to take that movie with me and rewatch it.
There was another good movie. I don't know. It was about aliens. Oh man, why can't I think of? And I really liked it.
Independence Day?
No. It's more recent and it's an not all female cast. There was guys in it, but there were soldiers and they went through a wall. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's Annihilation.
Yeah.
That was Natalie Portman. Yeah.
I really liked that movie.
Yeah, it was really great. And that also had like a really scary moment too, with like that weird bear type creature that comes in and kind of like investigates them and like looks at them and everything, and it's like terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Aliens. I just want them to be real because I just.
So that was that a 2018 movie? Yeah.
It's pretty recent. Yeah.
Yeah, I rented that movie when we used to have movie galleries, or not movie galleries, but just rental stores.
Well, this goes back on the classic real quick.
We don't have no more.
No, I was just talking about Fire in the Sky, which that's alien abduction. So
I think I seen that in the theater. Was that with the
that
kid?
no, that's Fire in the Sky is where that Travis Walton, he got. They were thinking the they were like lumberjacks and they were
Yeah.
leaving, and they saw a light in the sky and he jumped out the truck and it took him up. Then they found
What
him
was
in like
the
a
Oh, sorry. Were they fine?
they found him in a telephone booth. He called and he was naked in a telephone booth or something like that.
What was the one where they take the kid?
That's the fourth kind. It's in Alaska.
No. I don't think it was in Alaska. It was where the family and they were trying to stop it. I don't think that was the fourth con.
There's Mila Jovic in it.
Yeah, well,
Gotcha.
I seen that. That
That ain't it ain't the one that
anyway, it don't matter. It doesn't matter.
is that the one with Kate not Kate Russell. Is it Kate Russell? No, not Kate Russell.
Kate Winslet?
Christy. Shit.
I don't know.
I
his
know
name.
exactly what you're talking about because
Really, Carrie Russell?
Carrie Russell. My bad. Yeah, it was that had the static in the TV.
Yeah, and they didn't believe her that this thing was coming at a certain time and was like, and it would go around and take children, like the youngest born of the families or some shit. It was weird. I seen that in theater though.
Yeah.
I think I watched
Yeah,
that
no,
with my
sure.
dad probably. Anyways,
Well, hell
Craig,
yeah,
we
man.
appreciate you coming on. Make sure you go follow him at 4Color Craig on Twitter and Instagram and see all of his awesome artwork that he does. And, just go support him. Go check out Half-Ass Forecast. If you already have it, love the podcast. It's just, I don't know. It's really
Yeah,
great.
thanks so much. Thanks for having me too. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and a
Appreciate you coming on.
big thank you to Craig also for making my Jim Jam Here logo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no problem. It was my pleasure.
I also want to thank you for also giving Jim Jam a hard time for me. Not just me. It feels great having somebody else fuck with him.
Ganging up on Jim Jam.
Yeah.
I know it's all with love, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Even though Johnny would never admit that.
I just said, yeah.
Oh my! Well, that's a shocker. Okay.
It all ties back together. Yeah.
Yeah, and all around.
Well, yeah.